Final breakfast on board. It's got some cucumbers and boiled eggs and sausage. Keep it light. We are back in port. Just said goodbye to Jocelyn. They have to get on GoPort. I think their flight is 12:30, so they had to get off pretty early. It's only 7:45, so I'm going to eat my breakfast and then probably head down myself so I can go find me a spot to post up at the airport because my flight's not till late tonight. Well, later, like 8 o'clock. They took a limo to the port. They got a bunch of kids. It must be one of their kids' birthday. They said, let's bring our friends. They brought a limo. They got money. Hey guys, I made it to the airport. I am in the line. I'm going to see on the off chance that maybe I could get on an earlier flight because my flight to Philly is not till 8 o'clock. But she said I can check and see, and if they might be able to put me on a standby. So we'll see. Wish me luck. Yeah, he put me on standby for a 12:10 flight, and it's 11:06. They start boarding at 11:35. Let's see if I can make it. TSA not that crowded. I might can do it. Okay. Made it on the shuttle.
So please come back.
11:15. Making it. Ooh, I feel like it's a mad dash. Now I just gotta go find my gate. I can't even cross my fingers. Made it. That was the first time I've ever done standby, and it was fantastic. Now let's hope I can get my luggage on because I was in group 7. Hey guys, so welcome back. I am going to do a final quick little wrap up of my second solo cruise. I just got off the Carnival Liberty, brain fart. So I just want to give you a quick rundown of everything that I enjoyed about my second solo cruise. I'm going to start with the fly to fun, which is using Carnival to book your flight to and from your cruise. This was the first time I've used Fly to Fun, and I will say it was a nice thing for me to do. You know, it's just a 3-day cruise, so I flew in the morning of, which I do not like to do, but because I did Fly to Fun, I felt a little bit more comfortable doing it because I know that Carnival, if there's some delays, you know, they say that they'll wait for you and things like that. So I was like, okay, we'll try it. And everything worked out, thankfully. I was on the first flight out of my town and made it to Florida. And I also used Carnival shuttle service. So I was able to go check in, get on the Carnival shuttle, and get to the port in a pretty good amount of time. So I would say it was a good idea. I would definitely recommend it. And I believe, you know, there was one point where I thought about changing my flight because my original flight home wasn't until 8 o'clock at night. But luckily, as you saw in the clips before, I was able to be standby and literally like just made it in time. But before I knew about that, I tried to change my flight a few weeks before the cruise, and I was told that I would have to cancel the entire flight and then rebook it. And I wasn't comfortable doing that because in a little bit of a time that it took to do that, I could have lost my going flight, which I really wanted to go. You know, it was leaving at 7 in the morning, and then I would get to Florida at 9:30. So I didn't want to chance losing that good time just to come home a little bit earlier. But it all worked out in the end. And I would say that using the Fly to Fun, it worked out. I enjoyed it. And then I was able to take my booking number, put it into the airline app, and track my flight and all that stuff that way, check in and everything. So it was just the same as booking on your own. And actually, I when I did the Fly to Fun, I ended up using Carnival's Uplift program, which is where they pay for everything in full, and then you make monthly payments, and you can choose to do like 3 months, 6 months, or whatever. And there's like, you know, the interest or whatever, it's all built into, you know, there's no charges or whatever, depending on which payback that you pick, and it worked out. So I enjoyed the Flight of Fun, and I enjoyed trying the Uplift for the first time. So Carnival Liberty, it was a nice ship. It reminded me so much of the Freedom and the Breeze. So I felt like I knew the layout, and I love that size ship. Easy to navigate. I know where everything is. The only thing they didn't have was the Red Frog pub, which is usually inside, like on the 5th deck, but they didn't have that one on this ship, which is fine. As long as they got the Red Frog rum bar up on Lido, I'm fine. But the ship was nice. I didn't have any issues with anything on the ship. My cabin, if you saw, I had on my embarkation day, I did a quick little cabin tour. I had a really nice cabin. I enjoyed it. It had a nice little walkway to get to the cabin. I was at the back of the ship on deck 2, and I had a ocean view, and turned out I had 2 windows, and it was just back in the cut, and it was so roomy. It was awesome. It was perfect for a solo cruise. Had a nice big bed, nice comfy environment. So I really was happy with the cabin that I got. So this was my second solo cruise, and I really enjoyed myself yet again. I met up with friends, Jocelyn and Jeremy from Allen Family Adventures. And, you know, even though I spent a lot of time with them, I also spent a lot of time by myself. And it was a good balance both ways, because I was able to do the things that I like to do. I was able to do things with Jocelyn that we both like to do together. And then, you know, like on our port day, which was Bimini, we just all hung out together at the beach club, and that was nice. We were able to have dinner together twice. And then one night they went to the steakhouse, and I did the chef's table. So it was nice that those events happened on the same day. So we was able to have dinner separately that night, but the other 2 nights we had dinner together. But and I, you know, this time I was in a Facebook group, but it wasn't really I like a group that's people were talking and getting to know each other and everything. And the group wasn't very active at all. But the funny thing is, the people who created the group actually were kicking out people who they felt were not active enough. So needless to say, I got kicked out because I wasn't talking to anybody, because nobody else was talking. So I didn't have a Facebook group to join, you know, online activities or group activities, but that didn't stop me from meeting people. People tend to be pretty friendly when they see you talking to a camera, because they want to know what's going on. So I met a lot of people that way. Shout out to Jason and his wife. They were very cool people, and he always spoke when he saw me. And there was a lot of friendly people on the ship, so I was appreciative of that. So I never really felt alone, you know what I mean? So it was nice. So for formal night, I did something for the first time. I participated in the chef's table, and I thought that was a really nice experience. We had like the captain come out. I said the captain. The chef met us in the atrium lobby and introduced himself and how everything was going to go. Then we sort of got a tour through the kitchen area and got to see how that all works. We got a tutorial on how to make Carnival's famous chocolate melting cake. And they gave you like a recipe card for you to take home so you can make it at home. After that, we went into a separate room and had a 7-course like gourmet sampling meal. The concept of chef's table was really nice. It was pretty intimate. It was myself, and then there was 3 other couples, and they just showed us all these different foods. They talked about the foods, how they make it, what it's paired with. They gave us wine, and then you just had to try the stuff. I am notoriously picky at eating different things, and I will say it was hard for me to try some of the stuff, but I did, and especially hard because there were some things I did not like, but I had no other choice but to eat them or swallow them once I put them in my mouth, because we were in that type of setting. But I do think that if you're a foodie, if you like to try different foods, it's a really nice experience. A magician came and did a few tricks for us, and it was nice. It cost about $80. I think it was $75, and then like a $5 processing fee or whatever. And you should, if you're thinking of doing it, you should definitely book it before your cruise, because it sells out a lot. I don't think it sold out on this cruise because there was only 7 of us, but I think they usually only take maybe 12 to 15 people. So if it's something that you're interested in, I would definitely say book it before you get on your cruise. When you're on the website, book it, and then they tell you what day and time it is when you get on the ship. They'll have a card in your room, and then somebody actually calls to confirm that you're going, because if you cancel before, like if you don't cancel within 24 hours, they charge you a cancellation fee. So if you think you're going to go, or if you think you're not going to go, definitely know for sure before it's too late, because they will charge you. So being October, this cruise celebrated Halloween. Carnival celebrates Halloween all month long, and this was the 3rd time I took a cruise in October and celebrated Halloween on a cruise ship, and it is easily one of my favorite time of year, I think, to cruise. And it's just so much fun. The ship is decorated when you get on, and they have different activities. This time I did a trivia for ghosts and ghouls and goblins, which was the first time I did that, and that was interesting. They have things for the kids if your children go to Camp Carnival. And then, of course, they have the mega deck party, which is Halloween party. And then they have the dance contest. They have the costume contest. And it's always a lot of fun. You get to see people really enjoy themselves. You know, Halloween is a fun time. And I think it's nice to see adults and children. Like, you know, you see people from 3 years old to 90 years old wearing costumes and participating and having a lot of fun. And, you know, and I've discovered with the 3 cruises that I've done at Halloween, like each cruise director sort of puts their own spin on it, does their own thing. You know, one, we had a trick or treat at different bars. Another one was just doing a dance contest. They teach you how to do the thriller, and it's like a big thing. So cruising in October, I believe, is a lot of fun, especially if you enjoy Halloween and dressing up. So food and drink on the Carnival Liberty, it's the same across the Carnival fleet. You know, I always enjoy Guy's Burger, the Blue Iguana. The buffet for me is always hit or miss. I usually just go to the buffet like breakfast time. I will check it out on embarkation day, and if something looks interesting, I'll grab it. But usually I like to go to the restaurant and have dinner at the main dining room. I like to get Guy's Burger or the Blue Iguana for lunch, or go to Sea Day brunch is always a good thing for me, and their food is always really good. So the food was good. The drinks, I had the drink package again, and I enjoy getting the drink package. And I think, you know, from now on, if it's workable for myself, I'm going to get it, especially if I'm solo cruising, or if I'm sharing a cabin with another person who really likes to drink, then I would encourage to get the drink package. It's just so much easier. I don't have to worry about how much I'm spending. I can go get specialty coffee. I love to get a caramel iced coffee in the morning, and that's always good. Don't have to worry about drinks, so just grab a soda, grab a water. So I highly recommend the Cheers package. I again tried new drinks that I haven't tried before. Some were good, some were horrible, but I got to try them, and I felt justified because I'm like, okay, I didn't, you know, technically spend $11, $12 each time because it's already paid for. So I felt good about trying drinks that I'd never tried before. But now I know on my next Carnival cruise, I know what not to get. And the last thing I want to talk about is the cruise director. His name was Adam. He was really nice. He had a lot of energy. And when he was on stage, or when he was doing deck parties or trivias or whatever, he was interactive with people, very friendly, very approachable. The staff was great as always. There was only one, if you watched my vlogs, that I just he rubbed me the wrong way. I was sitting at the Alchemy bar and just by myself, ordered a drink from another waiter, and I set my tripod down. My camera was not on. I was not talking. I was not doing anything but waiting for my drink. And he come over and he's like, are you recording? And I'm like, no. He's like, I'm letting you know I'm not comfortable being recorded. And I'm like, my camera's not on. You're not helping me. I'm not recording you. And it just kind of, it took me aback, because it's not like I was even talking or doing anything, and he was not helping me. So I don't know, maybe he's just tired of seeing a bunch of different vloggers and stuff like that, which I understand. But at the same time, you could have stopped with, are you recording? And I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not helping me. So that's the first time that I could think of that a staff member kind of was like, ugh. You know what I mean? Because they're always normally really good. But everybody else was wonderful, as always, with Carnival. What else? The casino was not good to me. I didn't really spend too much, but I didn't really win a lot either. As a platinum member, I did go and get my $25, because right now, since they're not doing slot tournaments, if you're platinum or higher, they give you $25 in the casino. So I went and did that. I hung out with Jocelyn and Jeremy in the casino and was getting tips on how to play roulette. Jeremy took me over to the craps table and was giving me rules about that. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And it just overall throughout the ship was a really good time with the singers. I love to sit, down in the atrium and listen to the live bands, listen to the violinist and all that type of stuff. Me and Jocelyn caught a couple of shows, which was really nice. We did the Welcome Aboard show, and then they had the Flick show, and then America Rocks. So I just enjoyed all the shows. So it was a really great time. And I believe that this was my last cruise for 2022. For right now, at least. I do have 4 cruises for 2023. So I will be doing an updated, when's my next cruise video. So that way, anybody who wants to hop on and join us, because every cruise I have next year is part of a group. So the more the merrier. All of my cruises are group cruises next year. So I'm excited about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have not seen my Carnival Liberty vlogs, make sure you check the iCard. Check the link in the description box for the playlist. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.